Namaskar students, I am Prakash. We are continuing the first chapter, that is electric charge and field. In this video, we will discuss these topics, Coulomb's law and the Coulomb's law in vector form. So what is Coulomb's law? According to Charles Augustin de Coulomb, the magnitude of force, maybe it will be repulsive or maybe it will be attractive. So the magnitude of force acting between the 2-point charge is directly proportional to the product of the magnitude of each charge and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. It means the Coulomb's law also follow the inverse square law. So here I have 2-point charges that are Q1 and Q2. Here Q1 is placed at A position and Q2 is placed at B position. Both are separated by a very small distance, that is represented by R. So these two charges have same polarity, so they will repel each other. So according to the Coulomb's law, the magnitude of force that is acting between these 2-point charge is directly proportional to the product of the magnitude of each charge and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So on combining these two, we have the magnitude of force is directly proportional to the product of these magnitude of these charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. To remove this proportionality sign, we have to multiply a constant on the right side. Here I have taken it is K. So K is known as the force constant. It is also known as the Coulomb's constant. It has a numerical value which is equals to 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. It is also equals to the 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here this one is a Greek letter, sounds as epsilon. I have placed a naught here, so it completely sounds like epsilon naught, which is the absolute electrical permittivity of free space. Epsilon naught signifies that where are the charges are placed. Here free space means the charges are allowed in the free space. So in free space we have a value that is 8.85 into 10 raised to the power minus 12 per Newton per meter square Coulomb square. So Charles Augustin de Coulomb gives the magnitude of force that is acting between the 2-point charge, and this is the formula to calculate the magnitude of the force. Right? Now we will move to the next topic, that is the Coulomb's law. To understand the Coulomb's law in vector form, we have drawn a plane, xy plane, where 2-point charges Q1 and Q2 are placed at position A and B, having position vector R1 and R2 from the origin O respectively. Now as both the charges have same polarity, means both charges are positive, so they will repel each other. Right? So second charge repel the first charge and similarly first charge repel the second charge. So there are two forces that are F12 and F21. F12 represent that force on first charge due to the second, where F2 is the force on second charge due to the first charge. Now from the Coulomb's law, the force on first charge due to the second charge is equals to K times the product of the magnitude of 2-point charges divided by the square of distance between them. Here the distance between these 2-point charges for this force is taken such that the distance is measured from the second charge towards the first charge. Right? So here R12 is the displacement vector which represents the distance between the 2-point charges or the two positions. Here we have taken the square of the magnitude of the displacement vector of R2. The magnitude of a vector quantity is the scalar quantity. It means on taking the magnitude of this displacement vector, it will give the distance. So it is the square of the distance between these two charges. As we know that for vector quantity we have a direction. Here this force is a vector quantity, so to represent the direction of this force, we have right here the unit vector r12. It means the force is coming from the second charge towards the first charge. This unit vector represents the direction of this force. Similarly, the force of second charge due to the first charge is equals to k times the product of the magnitude of two point charges and divided by the square of distance between them. Here, this r21 is the displacement vector which gives the distance between these 2 point charge to this force, right? And this r21 is the unit vector which gives the direction of this force, that signifies that the force is coming from first charge towards the second charge, right? So for the calculation, I have taken this force, okay? So to calculate this force in terms of position vector, we have to use the triangle law of vector addition. Actually, these two terms are not completely in vector form, because initially we have taken the position vector of two charges. So we have to write these two terms, that is F12 and F21, in terms of position vectors. So to derive these two equations in terms of position vector, we have to use the triangle law. So I am calculating the force F12. So here I have shown the direction of the displacement for this force. So you can see here we have three vectors. R1, that is the position vector of Q1 charge. R2, that is the position vector of second charge, Q2, which is at B position. And R12, that is the displacement vector which gives the distance between these two charges. So the direction of displacement vector says that from B to A, because the distance is calculated from position B, right? So to find this distance, we will use the triangle's law of vector addition. What is the triangle's law of vector addition? In 11th class, we have already studied that triangle's law is used to find the resultant of two vectors, right? What was the triangle's law? According to the triangle's law, the resultant of two vectors which are in order x as the two sides of a triangle is equals to the third side of that triangle which is in disorder. So here you can see that this position vector means OB and this displacement vector AB are in order, right? And this position vector OA is in disorder with both of these two vectors, right? So this position vector OA will act as the resultant of these two ordered vectors, right? So using the triangle's law of vector addition, we can write that the sum of two ordered vector will be equal to the disordered vector, right? So OA plus AB will be equal to the disposition vector OA. As we have to calculate the distance between these 2 point charges, so the AB will be equal to OA vector minus OB vector, right? So AB represents the displacement vector between these 2 point charges. So R12 will be equal to, we will place the values OA, that is R1, and OB, that is R2. So we will have displacement vector, that is R12, which is equal to R1 minus R2. On the magnitude of both sides, we will have R12 magnitude equal to R1 vector minus R2 vector magnitude, right? So we can also use the modulus. You can say the modulus of R12 vector is equal to modulus of R1 minus R2 vector. Here, now you can calculate the unit vector in terms of the position vector also. As we have already calculated the displacement vector in terms of position vector, so we can easily calculate the unit vector. As we know that the unit vector is equal to the vector divided by its magnitude. So if we have to calculate the unit vector 1, 2, then it will be equal to the displacement vector divided by the magnitude of the displacement vector, right? So this is the formula to calculate the direction of the force, that is F12, right? So the direction of force F12, that is R12 cap is equals to displacement vector, that is R12 divided by its magnitude. As the value of this displacement vector is R1 vector minus R2, and we will use this value here, so we will get the value of this direction in terms of position vector that was initially given to us. So the unit vector for the force F12 is equals to R1 minus R2 vector divided by R1 minus R2 vector magnitude. Now we will use the value of this direction and the magnitude of the displacement vector in this equation. So by putting these two values, this direction and this magnitude in this equation, we will have the force on first charge due to the second charge, that will be equals to the k times the product of magnitude of each charge, means the magnitude of first charge and magnitude of second charge, divided by the square of the distance between the two charges, that in terms of position vector, and here it is the unit vector. The value of unit vector is this. So we have placed it. Now you can multiply these two because these two are in same form, both are in same magnitude. So this value of this equation becomes like this: the force on first charge due to second will be equals to k times the magnitude of q1 into magnitude of q2 divided by the cube of the distance between these two point vectors, right? And here the result after putting these two values in this equation. Similarly, we can calculate the force on second charge due to first charge in terms of position vector by using the same manner, by using the same procedure. But keep in mind, when you derive this equation in terms of position vector, we have to change the direction of displacement vector, right? To calculate this displacement between these 2 point charge of this force, we have to change the direction of the displacement vector, right? So this rho is for this force on first charge due to second, and for the force on second due to first, we have to redraw this diagram, right? So we have to just change. We have to change the direction of this displacement vector from A to B. So by doing this, we will find the result F21, that is equals to k times the magnitude of q1 into q2 and divided by the cube of this difference of these two position vector and this multiplication of these two position vector. So these two results represent the position vectors. These two results represent the vector form of the Coulomb's law in terms of position vector. Right? Hope you all are enjoying. Thank you.